Hey, what's up everybody? This is Flash001 USA and today is Saturday. It's March 31st, the year 2018, and it's right around 5:30 in the afternoon here. Now this is actually my second video of the day that I've made. I made a video earlier today covering some filter information, and I had mentioned in that video that I may or may not do another gasifier video. But I went ahead and decided to do that. It looks like it's going to be good weather, and I want to play around with the automation some more, so this gives me a chance to tinker with it and to see how well it works the second time around. So as soon as the sun starts to settle a little bit, I'll get out here and fire everything up. And in the meantime, while we're waiting on that, if you guys go back and look at the filter video, you'll see that I was working on the garden out here, or at least restarting it back up. And yes, ta-da! I got out here, got it all finished. I am going to be doing another hay bale garden, and this time I went ahead and used landscaper's cloth out here and covered everything up. Supposedly this keeps it a lot neater and easier to control weeds and everything. And I did have a lot I had to deal with when I was out here with the first garden, but I did lay it out where I could get in here with a weed eater, so that was one good plus. But we're going to try it like this and see how the garden turns out. Anyhow guys, on that note, I'll go ahead and pause out and we'll come back in as the sun starts to set a little bit. This way we can see the gasifier light up and get a good look at the flare. So on that note, we'll pause out, but we will be back. Now you know why we use biochar. Every bit of 40 seconds, a little bit less than that actually, but let me pull the camera off and we'll take a look inside of it. That's what we'd like to see right there. That's how fast it should always start like that. And as I always say, okay. Let me put the camera back up here. Let's see how long it takes to get an actual flare. Now a lot of that steam, believe it or not, this biochar was just a little bit on the damp side, but that still won't hurt anything as far as starting it up. And we'll get a good run off of it here. So let me see what we got as far as the flare goes. We're already getting some burnable gas. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see where the camera's at. Yeah, it's already producing. It's just not enough to sustain yet, but definitely there. And that's just off the biochar. It wasn't like that last time. I'll tell you what, I fought with this thing and man, it was just a mess to deal with. We'll get about another minute or so here and we'll fire it off. I think I'm going to go ahead and drop just a few pieces of wood inside there to go ahead and encourage it to do its thing. Okay, that's just enough to get us bumping it up here. Yeah, there you go. That's what we wanted to see right there. It's still not warmed up yet, but I'll tell you what, after the last run, at least it's not all tarry looking and everything. Whenever you start with raw wood, you're asking for trouble just right out of the gate. Now the way we're going to do this run is I'll go ahead and get everything running as far as the engine and that goes. We'll turn back around. We'll power the whole building off the gasifier. We'll be charging the battery bank too. And I've got one light. Let me see if it's in the, yeah, you can see it in here. So when I disconnect the power to the building, I'll hook this up just to throw some light down here. And of course, when I power the building up, all the rest of the lights will be on too. So we got a good flare. It's looking good. Actually, it's looking really good. You can see that it's growing in size as we speak. I'm going to go ahead and load some wood into this just to get us going. So take a standby while I do this. Okay, we're now running with our air nozzle. Close the top of it. I got to show you guys something here, and this is an issue that I'm going to have to deal with, but I got to be careful doing this because that fire is right there at the top of the board, and it's probably not a good thing, but that is a thing. It's just the way it is. I'm going to put me a sheet of steel up there, and that'll take care of that issue right there. Because this flare can really jump up sometimes, and when it does, you know, I don't want it burning the building down. Okay, let's let it cook for a couple of minutes, and then I'll bring everybody back in. So take a standby, and I'll be right back. Before I switch over to the filters, I want to burn off the gas that's trapped inside of the wood hopper. It's always something I like to do. I just think it looks pretty neat. And then I want to start it through the filters. This is the Presto magic trick. I never get tired of that. Okay. I think we're ready for the filters now. Take a standby. Okay, I think we're ready to start the engine now. I'm going to start it in real time so everybody can see how this works. Oh yeah. A little bit nippy out here, believe it or not. Alrighty. Let's see where we're set at. For a minute I thought the engine was running up. Okay, let's go. There you go. Have to warm up for a minute, and then I'll set the carburetor one last time, and it should be good. I'm going to let it idle for a second, and I'll bring you guys back in while we switch the power over. It just needs to warm up. That way I know we got a stable run. Okay, we're now off of the grid and on tasty wood gas wash running the building. So we're there. We're out of standby now. Almost done. Let's go ahead and throw some tasty wood gas wash into the battery bank, so we're up and running. All right. on all the lights. There's just a little bit of evening night left outside, but I don't think the camera's going to pick it up. But yep, there we go. So we've got everything lit up out here. Okay, I backed the camera up and just zoomed in. I'm hoping that will get rid of some of the engine noise, but I'm hoping it cycles around here. I don't know if it's going to cycle around or not, but it might. We're pushing, I don't know, pretty close to 9 o'clock. Yeah, there it goes. Vibrator. And you can see the grate being shaken. They work in unison with each other. Yeah, there you go, guys. And now that this thing is getting really warmed up and stabilizing, it doesn't tug on the engine as much and everything kicks in. Definitely no issues. Got a full moon tonight, so I don't know if this means the crazies are going to be out. I don't know if the camera will pick it up here. Yeah, it does. So it's shining through the trees. We definitely got a full moon. Lower this back down here. Yeah. Idling right along. I'd rather do it like this. This way everybody can hear, hey look, you know, the engine definitely runs stable. The RPM's isn't bouncing all over the place. Now, it's a little bit more critical if you're running a 110 volt generator. Once I get the new engine set up and I've got the alternator on it, you know, that'll be a little more forgiving because that's going to charge the battery bank regardless. And at that point, I would actually be running off of the inverter in the battery bank. Because at 165 amps, there's going to be plenty of current to go charge the batteries and easily run the building. Unless I was running something like a microwave or something. But as far as lights and basic home necessities, yeah, that's more than enough to get the job done. Okay, I'm going to pause out. And we'll come back in probably about another 15 or 30 minutes. Okay, let's check our wood. We're going to flare it off. Good. There goes the automation. Okie dokie. Got a little bit of humidity, not much, but I feel what I'm talking about. But there's no water in the jar, just a few drops, so that's good. I'll try to spare everybody all this noise out here, so I'm going to try to back up a little bit. Like I said, the main thing is just to let everybody hear the stability of the engine, and to me that's priceless. To me this is just as exciting as the first time that I seen a flare on a gasifier, to know that the whole building is actually being ran by sticks, literally. Just sticks that I cut up into tiny chunks and chunked in the gasifier. I was hoping to catch the grate shaking. I was thinking it was cycling around here, but maybe not. I've got my grate set roughly on a 3-minute interval, and I've got the hopper set on about a 6 to 7 minute cycle. So that's where I've got everything set right now, and I think that's where I need to be. You know what? I never even set the auto grate up for this thing. I don't know if you guys are going to see this or not. Let me zoom in. Stand by. I've got it on the hair trigger setting, so it just barely has to bump and it'll be there. There we go. I've got auto grade set up. Guess what? It's just triggered. I need to adjust it. All right, guys. Here we go. Okay, let's flare it off. I want to check the wood in it, see where we're at. Yeah, we're not too far away here. I'm just going to let it sit here and record for another minute or two, and you guys can see that it's coming right along. That's the way we want it. I'm hoping I catch a cycle here with the automation. I think my batteries are getting old in this camera. It doesn't hold the charge like it did, so I got another one on standby, but I may have to shut the camera down for a minute. No big deal, I can do that in between pauses. About 15 more minutes. If you guys can see me, I'm smiling because it's worked really good. I was hoping to catch this on another cycle. Anyhow, I'll pause back out. I'll bring you in when I go to shut it down though. Take a standby. Okay, I'm way back from the gasifier. This way I can actually hear myself think. I'm going to show you. I'm going to zoom back out to where I normally have it set. Yeah, it's way back here. If you could see me, you'd see me smiling. It's worked really good. I'll tell you what. I'm glad I read it the second time because this just kind of proofread that the automation is doing what it's supposed to do. So I'm definitely happy about that. There's nothing like taking advantage of homebrew power, I guess that's a good way of putting it, or pasty wood gas watts. And I can't wait to get started on the wood chunker. That's going to be interesting, needless to say. I've got a good idea how it's got to go together, but how it is in my mind and how it's going to work out in the real world is going to be two different things. Let's sit for another minute or two. And I'm going to prep it to shut down. I'm not going to shut it down. I'll bring you guys up close and we'll shut it down together. tell you, I'm not used to not having to stay on top of it. Not that I had to before, but it, you know, even without the automation, you always had to walk up and take a stab inside of the wood hopper to make sure it settled, or you know, shake the grate or something. But the manometer plays into this real good too, because you can look at that manometer and if that pressure drops, then you know you got a bridge, the wood didn't fall down correctly, or something's going on, either out of fuel. And if the manometer shoots up, then you know that you've got a blockage. There it goes, good. I want you to see this one more time. Okay. Kind of like New Year's, counting down. You guys ready? Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition blast off, baby. Oh, I always get a kick out of doing that. All right, and right now this was my backup light. As I had mentioned, and you've seen here in the video, that the whole building was basically being ran off the generator head here while I charged the batteries with, yes, that's right, the tasty wood gas watts. So I decided to shut down. I've had enough runtime on it. We're looking good, and I know this thing will just continue as long as I feed the beastie wood. So I want to go in and just kind of relax a little bit. Okay, I'm going to set the camera over here. I'm just going to leave it running, and let me switch the building over from tasty wood gas watts over to the power company's watts, which they're tasty but not quite as tasty because you got to pay for them. Okay guys, we're now on the power company's watch. Because this was a better run than I, at least as far as any kind of drama goes with starting the thing up or just other miscellaneous things that can go wrong. This time around it's all smooth, so we're going to take a look at everything here. Yeah, okay. You can see there's hardly any water in there. Last time this jar filled up with what was it, right about, I'm going to see my finger on it, it was about 2/3, almost over half full. And we did get a little bit of water inside the line here, just humidity, but then again, we've had a lot of rain, and here in the south, our air is humid anyhow, so that can play into it. You know, you're drawing in humid air, you're probably going to, you know, output some humid gas. That's just the way it goes. But yeah, there we go. Definitely a good run, and this pretty much wraps it up with gasifier videos for me, I think, at this point right here. So I think I've put enough out there on YouTube with this, and I really want to go ahead and move forward and get the wood chunker built, and then hopefully follow up with that and build up the DC alternator for charging the battery banks, because I'm already set up for everything out here. I mean, I've got it all at City Hall here. There's my input, and I think I'll handle quite a few hundred amps right there. And I'm set up with everything out here. I just got to get out here and get it done. So it's one of those things of, you know, just finding the time to make it happen. Okay, guys, Flash 001 USA, we're signing off on this. And as always, if you got any questions, just drop me a message and I'll try to get back to you. Good night, everybody. Yeah, I had to. What other better way to celebrate Easter when you're alone? There it is, guys. I figured I'd burn up the last bit of wood in it. I was going to come out here and do a filter examination. I thought, nah, we'll just run it one more time here. I got yard work to do, so I figured I'm going to let this thing burn out. And yes, I'm letting it put some more tasty wood gas squats into the battery. I actually started it up from the ignition port this morning. I didn't even start it from the top. I just picked up where I left off at. But yeah, I'll tell you what, man. If you could see me, you'd see me smiling. I'm just curious if the watts coming out of the batteries now will smell like wood gas whenever I'm running stuff off the battery bank. Oh, the automation kicked in. Nice. Anyhow, guys, I'm just having some fun here. This gasifier has been like pretty much like a vampire. I can't remember the last time that I ran one in the daytime other than when I first built them. And I don't ever think this one here in particular has ever seen the sunshine while it's running. I think I'm going to let this just run on out, guys. We're going to see how long it goes for. Anyhow, this is the end of the video. I figured I would switch gears and kind of confuse everybody on the way I end it. Flash 001 USA. Happy Easter, everybody.